So, good evening, everyone. Um, I welcome you all to this new session also. So, this is our third meeting in this month on web development in the both CMS and the coding aspect, which we've all known that our first 30 minutes will be for just the CMS, and while the other 20 minutes will be for the coding aspect, right? Although some people used to private chatting me and asking me that is it only web software that we are going to be doing, which I told them that for now that's what we are doing for now. So now that's why we call it a community. So as we progress, we will be introducing more courses later on. But for now, we want to have a specialization and we see what we can solve with this tool first, and then subsequently we keep on introducing more courses, right? So before we get started, is there anyone with any observations based on what we've done so far? And again, we want the group to be active. Yeah, that's why I purposely used to hide some things just for you guys to have, like, to experience bugs, to experience challenges, so that you should ask. So that asking will that's what will determine that, yeah, you are really practicing what we are doing. But if everyone is keeping mute, so we believe that you are doing nothing. And for those that used to private chat, no, it's not meant for you to private chat me. Just post it. Don't be ashamed to ask questions publicly. There's nothing wrong. No one is perfect. No one knows everything. Just post it. Yes, it's that's why you are learning. We are all students, right? So don't feel shy to ask question on the platform. So because why I don't usually want to answer some of you privately, it is because that your question will also favor some people out there. So now, instead of me to be repeating some questions, because I later found out that there are some questions that I've already answered, and then someone will also ask again. So, but well, by the time you've asked on the platform, the main platform, and I've answered it, yeah, it will. Many people would have seen that before, but it's because some of you just used to private chat and ask questions. So that's why a question just keep on asking itself always, always. So please, I urge you all, if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask via the platform, not private chat, right? So I hope you can all see my screen now. Please, someone should signify, please, so that I will know that I'm not talking to myself alone. So fine. So last week in our previous classes, we've done how we can start our web development locally without using internet, which requires us to what, to download some softwares called local server. Automatically your system has its own local server, so that's why we call local host that is doing that. But this one, we have what we call local servers too. These are servers that it will assume that you are online. So, and then it will now be running as if you have hosted your development that you are doing, right? And kudos to Mr. Israel, right? If I'm not mistaken. So he shows that he's really researching. So I saw his questions that he asked about local host, and what he asked about the local environment. Yeah, it shows that he's really researching, and yeah, and that's what we want. So this is a community where always research. Don't just stop based on what we've just been taught in class alone, right? After the class, after when you've watched the video, in case you missed the class, make sure that you research more, right? So not just based on what we've said alone. So thank you, which I hope that others too will also do the same by researching. And you've also seen what I've posted based on what he has asked about the local host. So we have different types. You have WAMP, you have LAMP, you have Laragon, and I told you that you can use any one of it, right? Irrespective of anything that you are using. Our outcome, our goal is for you to solve problems with it. So don't be among those that condemn things out there, because this is one of the things that you will also experience as a technician later on, that you will see some people condemning what you are learning, because which I believe that someone condemning that, yeah, this is good, this is bad. Why are you learning Python instead of C++? Why are you learning C++ instead of that? People tend to do that. It's because they just really know what. It's because you are judging. Just basically, you specialize on that alone. So that's just my own opinion on that. That if you see some people condemning things, it's because they know that one more than the other side. So that's why they are not condemning others. But in computer, it's not like that. Irrespective of anything that you know, you are just to solve problem, right? You are to solve problem is the outcome. Please, can you all hear me? It's saying my network lost. I'm saying no network connection. Hello, hello, hello. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
So fine. So now this is what we've done so far. Actually, I was discussing about servers, right? Hello, please, can someone just remind me what? Oh my God, hello, my network again. Hello, can you hear me? Let me start recording back. So then, so I was discussing about local servers, right? So I think we've wasted like 10 minutes. So now, last week we've hosted like, and we've configured our first website. Like we've seen how to configure, right? Please, is there any questions before we proceed? Do you have any questions, please? No, I will assume no, right? So please, and for those that are just joining us, so we have a recorded version that we used to post, and maybe I will reshare the link again. So that's why I always advise that you should subscribe to the YouTube channel, so that whenever we've uploaded any video, you will be alerted, right? So now the first thing I told you, if you want to get started back, so your work is automatically saved. What you just need to do is just go back to your local server, which we are using XAMPP, right? So we say you have starts, you start your Apache, this, right? And then you start your MySQL. Please hope you can all see my screen before I continue. Please, someone should signify. So fine. So fine. So now you start your Apache and you start your MySQL. Please, not for all. We will come to that later on, the time we will need all this. But for now, it's just only Apache and MySQL, right? So then you go to any of your browser. I told you can go to any of your browsers, any of them. So you can go then, but we are using Google Chrome. And based on what we've done last, you search that on localhost, right? Local host, then the name of your file, which is education. That's what I created then, right? That's what I used then. I used education as the name of my database and at the name as the name of my file. So the server is loading. So I think by next one, during our next class, I will introduce you to the we will use another local server, which is Laragon. So I also use Laragon, but I told you why this one is conflicting. It's because why I'm using two network at the same time now. So I'm using my local host, sorry, my local server, and I'm also using my normal server. So now this is what we've done. So now this is the website that we've done with our CMS, right? which I've told you. Who can tell me this? This one that you are seeing here now is a what? That's I'm coming. Let me accept these people. Is there someone? Okay, like someone wants to ask question. Mr. Gizo Ahmed.
I'm sorry, so just so that I get you clearly,
Now,
is it Laragon or Paragon? Because I can see you said Paragon.
no, no, it's Laragon or L-A, not Pa.
Okay, I got
Laragon.
Paragon there.
So maybe it's a mistake. You know that I was typing, so maybe I'm coming. Let me check what I wrote there. It is Laragon, please, not Paragon, please. Let me check what I wrote. So it's no. This is due to what's the name? The what's
Auto
this your keyboard?
correct, Abi?
Now?
Autocomplete.
Yes, due to autocomplete. So that's why. But it is Laragon, please, not Paragon. Laragon. It's also very effective. So now, please, any question also? There's no any question, right? No question. Okay, Mrs. Grace. Now,
Sir, I can't see anything on the screen, only your
so
picture.
it means it's from your end. Try to log out and log it again. It's from your end, not this. Says, please, can others see my screen?
I can see your screen.
So definitely, can someone else confirm also? Can someone else to confirm, please, so that we know that maybe it's from her.
No, I can see the screen on my
So definitely, if you are not seeing my screen, please just log out and then log in back. So now, after when you've switched on this your XAMPP, that's our local server. We've switched on our Apache and my SQL, right? So now we will now move back to this. So now, if you type this localhost slash education, now this is your front end side, right? So now, if you want to go back, so listen, please, this is very, very important. If you want to move back to your back end side, you will now add wp slash admin. Please, wp slash admin. Is that clear? Please don't forget this. wp slash admin. That's if you want to go back to your back end side. So that's why you develop. Please, any questions? Hope this is clear. So now this is what we call the relative link. So now it is relative. So now after your localhost slash the name of your database
Sorry.
slash, okay,
Okay, so you just put the WP
slash
slash
admin. That's for your to move back to your local
Could you just
to
do
your
it
back
again?
end.
Let me see real quick.
You said
Could you just do it again? Let me see.
okay. My screen. This okay. Let me retype again. Like this local host like this. Your ad now if you say localhost slash education, it means that this name this is my real website. It is just more of like me saying www.camseedbit.com. That's it, right? So don't worry, we will explain why it is like that later on. But if you want to access your back end, where you will do everything, where you go about your database, your development, and everything, so you will now add wp slash admin after that slash, right? Admin. That's the forward slash, not this. No, sorry, I say hyphen. Sorry, wp admin hyphen admin. Is that clear? Then you click OK. So after when you've logged in now, this is now your backend. So now don't forget the password that we've set during our development. Now you put your username that you've set and your password, then you log in. Hope this is clear now. Is it clear now?
Yes, it is.
So fine. So now if I should log in now, this is now my backend now. So now to be on the server side, because this is where you develop, and for you to be seeing how it will be outside, just come back to this here. This your visit site. Right click it, then open a new tab, so that you just be navigating instead of it to be opening it on the same page. So now it means that now I can navigate. This is my front end now, as this, and this is my back end here now. Please let me explain again. Come side to this your dashboard, right click on it, then open a link in new tab. Open link in new tab for it to open another tab, so that any development that you are seeing, This is what people will be seeing outside, and this is where you make your own development. Please, are we all clear before I proceed now? Hope you are all clear.
I am.
So fine, fine. So now this is your dashboard. The first thing that you have to do, this is your dashboard, and this is WordPress dashboard or any CMS dashboard. This dashboard, this is how you see in almost all the CMS softwares, all of them, like the Drupal, the Joomla, the Wix, that is also becoming popular now too. This is almost how you see everything, right? So once you've mastered one CMS, believe me, you can undo any of it within. I give you just 1 week. 1 week it's enough just for you to just monitor how the development is being done. That's all, right? So now, if I say this is my dashboard here now, so once you have come to this, the first thing that you have to do as a web, so I told you with this now you can specialize in both in the two things. We have what we call web designers, and we have what we call web developers. The web designers, they are just the one that will just manage how the interface out there will look like. So they are just more of like the graphics designers for what we are seeing out there. Like this dashboard that you are seeing now, someone designed it for it to be like this. So now that's for web designers. For the web developer, it's you to create how it will be, how everything is working, right? How even the design will also work. So you can specialize on both anything. So once you have your website set like this, the first you have to go to settings, and you see general settings, right? So let me first explain this. So this general settings, so this is where if you wish to change the site of your name again, this is where you change it. Tagline, this is where you type something that is related. Like now, almost all websites, almost all companies have what they call taglines. The tagline is just something that will just a little description about your website. Like now, let's say like what I normally use as my example, like ALX now. Like they have ALX, you have what they have do other things, but now they have do more something. So this is what they call tagline. Like we have what's the name? Just give me one. Like you must have seen most websites now that they have tagline, a little description about their website. Like Google is what search something something. So this is what we call taglines, right? So now for this website now we can also have add our own taglines, which we have. Our own taglines is what brilliant. Let's say brilliant innovators, right? Don't spell it. Novators, right? And tech savvy. So now these are our own tagline. So now there's something that we call site icon, which we also learn under our coding aspect. This site icon is what we call favicon under coding aspect, right? We call it favicon, and we call it graph tag. You know, there are sometimes that if you want to share something, like now I share this group link. This is our group link. What's the name? Let me go to my WhatsApp. So now I shared this, right? This link, and then you see something will now pop out that is related to that link, right? This is what we call site icon. Under coding, we call it favicon, Favicon, and we also call it graph tag. So this is what we just pop out immediately after when you've shared a link. So it must be attached. This is one of the things that we do, that they normally see that a site is secure, right? So now to add your own, this is where you will just click the picture. And how is it done? So after when you've added it, this is where you now see. You see all these things that you are seeing here. This zap icon, this one, this ones, all these things that you are seeing here, all this. So this is what they call site icon under CMS, and we call it favicon under coding. Please, is that clear? Please, are we clear now?
Yes, please.
So now, okay. So now back to this. So now this is all about site icon. So you just upload your icon, and the condition is that it should be 512 by 512. So, and if you want to resize, there are some people that don't know how to resize. So, which I will also show you a little. Maybe I will send you a small video on that so that it won't distract this our class. So you must be able to use some of the software that you have on your system, like your Paint, like your Microsoft Photo. So all these small tools that you have in your system, they can do a lot of things. So now, if you want to resize a picture, you can use your Paint or any of the software that you can use to resize, right? So, but just make sure that it is 512, not exceed this 512 by 512. That is, the width should not exceed 512, and the width should not exceed 512, so that it will be like this. So now this is what they now call the start icon or 5 icon, right? So now this one is your where you add the name of your website, which is will be there automatically, right? That is www.camseed.com. Because we are using local host, that's why it's saying like this. But if it is live host, you will see that you see www.camseedbits.com, right? So now this is where you add your administration email. Also, this administration email is very, very important. We have two types of email. We have professional email and we have personal email. The personal email is the one that we use to that, like your Gmail now that you have, is your personal email. So this personal email, it's you don't have full authority on that, right? So now that at gmail.com is still carrying someone else company's name, right, which is owned by Google Gmail. So now this the professional email, which we also called custom email, this is where you have your own email that is customized on your own brand, right, from your own brand. Like now, which I will show you after when we are doing our live. I told you that everything that we are doing now, we host it live, right? So there's something that you have to know, email marketing, which is very, very important. This is where now, if I now have my professional email, automatically you see that it will be, let's say, admin@camseedbit.com. You see now, instead of at gmail.com, it will not be what, at camseedbit.com. So this at camseedbit.com is what we call custom email or professional email. So now this is owned by you now, not someone else. Please, that's clear, right? So now this one, now this new user role, this role, I will also show you later on. But you always see this mostly in all these what we call blog portals, all these blogs, right? This is where you see after when someone has posted a news, you see something will be written like editor, you see author, you see subscriber, right? So I will show you how it is done. Why you are seeing this here now, it is because I told that this CMS is a open source. So now, as how we can collaborate in the coding, like many people can work on the same project. Likewise in CMS too, we can also do that, right? So now, if you want to develop a solution and you want to give each person role, so now this is where you do it. So if you just want that person to be an editor alone, so once you've assigned that person, it's only the permission that you've given that person. That's the only thing that person will be seeing on his own dashboard. You all have the same dashboard, but this is where you just divide what each person should be seeing, which also comes to that later on. And your time zone too is very, very important. This time zone also, if you are into blog posts, you are the type that you should post news and everything. This is where we set about our time. So that is automatically your website will be working according to your local zone, right? According to your local zone. So that's why you must set it to your own local zone so that it will work with others automatically, right? Because here in Nigeria we have different time zones with someone in America, right? So like our own now is Lagos. So you can just search Lagos because they are still seeing Lagos as our as our capital. That's why most websites they still see Lagos as our capital instead of Abuja. So I can just search for Lagos. I just say Lagos, or they've changed the name. I think they've changed it to. If they don't change, let me say to Abuja or Africa. Let's say Africa. So this one which won't waste our time. This is where you choose your country name, Nigeria. So let's just assume this, right? So now these are date formats. These are you set how you want, in case you post something, how you want it to be shown. Is it this format or this format or this format? This way you show. So now then you save after when you are done. So now your own week start. You want it to be Sunday or Monday or Tuesday? But our own default that we know is Sunday, right? Then you save. After when you saved, you will now come to this writing also. I want this my card to be more faster. So now, please, are we clear with this general settings? No question. Before I proceed, please. Is there any question? No question, right? So fine. So now I will go back to this my writings. This my writings, just leave it for now, which I will also come to later on, this mail server and this report, which is very, very important also. Like what I've told you about email marketing, where you have your professional email. So let's leave for now. Then save and then go back to your readings. So now this reading too is very, very important. So now, as WordPress, as any CMS being open source, you have two types. It's either you work with what they have on ground, that is, you just go along with what they have, one, or you create everything from start to end. Don't forget I told you that it is an open source. So now, if you want to work based on what they have, that's where you put your own page as this. But if you have your own pages that you've already designed, but you want a specific one, to be your own page, this is what you select, right? Which will also come to that later on, but just know what it is for now. So now this one is now what is corresponding to what I've explained during our coding session about index.html. That our index.html is what is the default page for any website, right? So before any other page will also come. So now your browser will be searching for index.html. Likewise, this is what is taking care of that, right? So now this one it is for blog pages, which will also come to that later on. So now just save, right? So now this discussion, all these ones, we will come to that later on, so that it won't waste our time. So now let's go back to this one that is very, very important. This our permalinks is very, very important. See, permalinks that you are seeing. Permalinks that you are seeing now is what we called today, we call as subdomain, right? Subdomain and because any domain that you are using, they comprise of many things. You have scheme, you have port, you have all these. You see www.something.com/, so this is what they call permalink under CMS, right? So now if the one that you want to be displaying here, this our top venue, this is where you select. Now please listen, the best because of security reason, which will come to that, always choose post name, because someone can trace your activity just by clicking on this numeric. You see this numeric. There are some websites that if you click on there, you see after this your www.something.com, you will see slash, then you now see some jargons. To you are seeing it as what jargons, but it means a lot. Now someone can, if you are into server side like all these database, you will understand what I'm saying, because any form that you are submitting, we have two types. It's either get or post. So someone can penetrate into your website or into your server just mere by looking at this your links, right? So that's why you always choose this post name, so that the link that will be showing out there will only be the name of your website and the name of the page that you are in. So it will give that person external things about that your page. Please, are we clear with this? Are we clear with this permalink?
Yeah, we are.
So fine. So now after when you are done with everything, then save. So now, before we call it a day for our today's class, what I'll give you now is that all CMS that you have, they are built on two things. You must know two things. One, themes, what we call themes, and the second one is what we call someone tried to join, and the second one is what we call plugins. Now, Mrs. Grace, is there any question?
Sir, I'm going to see what you are showing.
I think
But after the class,
I think the problem is from your own side. Since others can see, I think it's from your own end, right? So now, so just watch. Since we are recording, you will just watch later on. So now that's what we call permalink. So now what I want you to know today is that all CMS that you have, they are built on two things. We have what we call themes and we have what we call what plugins. Now themes, it's just a predefined form template for website. So and for all, just come to this appearance and click on themes. Click on appearance and click on themes. For WordPress, we have thousands, millions of themes out there. Now this is my back end here now. This is my front end here now. You will see what will happen. Now this is the active themes. That's why you are seeing it here. Now if I should change it, let me change it to something. Let me change it to this. Just click on activate. Right? If I should come down here now and refresh, you see what will happen now if I should refresh this. You can see that it has changed, right? Can you see that it has changed automatically? So now this is what we call themes. But if you want to install more, just click on add new, right? And then this is where you now search for as many as possible, any themes that you want. So let's say that I want one that is related to education. This is where you just search for it. But let me just install one automatically because of time. Let me install this Astra.
Screen is not changing.
You said you have to refresh. You have to refresh
Yes.
and activate to.
Okay.
So automatically once it is because this is local. That's why you have to refresh. But if you are in live server, it will also. So once someone has just click on something, so you see that it will refresh automatically. So now you just click on install any themes. If you are searching for educational websites, just search for this here. You see educational website for agency, for school, anything. So now I've installed this Astra. If I should activate it, you make sure that you activate first, right? You make sure that what you activate first before. Now I've activated it through my back end. If I should go back to my front end and I refresh this as CamSeed page, you see automatically it will change also the format. Can you see that? Can you see that now? It has changed. So if I should, let me do one more. Let me add another one again so that let me see the one that will make our website to be very, very beautiful. Let me see. This my website is still loading. Let me see the one that will take more design for us. That let me install this. Or let's see this block C. Okay. You can also preview before even installing. You can preview how your website will look like before anything. So it's still installing. Please, are we all getting it? Now, this is what most people are specializing on now in front end, right? Instead of them to be coding, they'll just be using this instead, and but they will now code the back end. I have activated. If I should refresh it, this auto is not looking nice. It's not looking that nice. I want the one that will change our website totally, so that you just see that it's just customization. Let me check for one that I can change here. Let me look for which one can I use that will change automatically with just only editing. Let me this block C. I want one that it will just be template that will just change. Let me see this.
We tried Astra team.
What? Astra?
Yes.
Yes, I've tried it, but it's not. It is just displaying the what's the name? It's just displaying the plain one. Let me install this news blogger. Let me install this. I think I'm supposed to. Let me install this news. Now let's assume now that I want to do like I want to host a news website. Now let me install this news. You see how the whole thing will change now. So now this is where designers will now come in, right? So for designers, their own it is just to customize. So and to be a designer, you must be good in creativity. Your creativity must be exceptional, right? So you must know how to design, you must know how to decorate things, right? And one of the major things that you have to know is your typography and your color scheme, right? If I should activate it now, I think I've activated it. If I should come down this and I refresh, it's still refreshing. You see how the website will look nice now. So now you see that as how I'm doing at the back end, you see how it's reflecting on the front end, right? So now this is how they work. Let me cancel this and refresh also. Can you see that now? Can you see just on one click? See how my website just changed? Just one click. Can you see that now? Please, any question, please? Any questions? No question, right? You can see that it has changed here now, right? Something has changed here. Okay, it's working perfectly. Aha, perfectly. Wow, fine. Everything is working perfectly. So I think let's call it a day here. So now let's do a little bit about our coding aspect. Please, any questions before I move down to the coding for just 5 minutes, because I think they have started alerting us that we have just 10 minutes more. Any questions? Please, someone should specify, please. No questions, right?
Yes, no question.
So fine. For the coding aspect, let me open my VS Code. And we've started with what? With CamSeed, right? This is what we are doing in our last class. CamSeed. And then, hey, sorry, this is not it. This is what we want to launch for you guys next during our live class. This is not your. I'm coming. Let me. Oh my God. Sorry. So I don't know where I saved that our last file. Oh. I don't know where I saved it. But let me just assume. So let me just create another one sharp. Let's just create another one, new file. Let me say CamSeed, right? So now this is how you integrate, which I've also explained this. And then I will select the folder, right? After when I've selected the folder, I will index HTML, right? Index.htm or .html, right? It's either you use both. Then we have styles.css, right, for the CSS part, and then what we have app.js or script.js. Anyone that you choose is fine. Then for HTML, I told that you have to start with what? You have to start with your idoc type, right? Idoc type, then your HTML tag, right? Then your head tag, right? Then your title tag. This is where you specify the name of your title, like how I've explained code CamSeed bits. I've explained all this before, right? Under then this is where you start designing from your body tag, right? So I think, and I've also introduced you to our H1 tag and H2 tag. If I should open this now in my live server, which I told you to download it as what, that you should download it as an extension. Now if I should open it, this is how it will look like. You'll see now that this one has changed to CamSeed. That's our title bit. You see that it has changed if I over my this on it, right? So now if I should, what we learned today is what we call, we've done H1 tag, right? You say H1 tag, I say, you are welcome to CamSeed website, right? If I should save it and go back to this, you see now this is it now, right? So that's for our H1, and I told that we have up to H6, right? Then we have what we call P tag. P tag. P tag is called paragraph. You open and then you close. Okay, brilliant innovators. For example, innovators. If I should save it, you see now P tag. So almost basically all websites are written in P tags, right? All websites. Automatically it has just 16 pixel, right? So this is the normal size that you see in all devices and everything, right? Our this thing will end now. So then what I will introduce you today is about links, right? Or before that, let's just do what we call text formatting, different text. So for text formatting, we have different text, right? So now for this one now, for text formatting, we have bold, we have italic, we have small, we have delete, all this kind of thing, right? So which, see, if you are familiar with your, what's the name, if you are familiar with your Word document, this will also be easier for you a lot. This HTML of the thing, it will be easier for you a lot. And I've also explained why it's been created by Tim Berners-Lee and why it's been adopted, right? So that this is basically what most people now use now for almost all their websites or all their softwares. I think this thing will end up now, and I want to take some questions before I off it. But please, during our next class, please, we will start with coding before the CMS, so that you also try to balance things. Because believe me, that's when you will understand your full web development. If you know the coding aspect and you know the drag and drop aspect, that's when you enjoy it more and more. That's when you will understand the full implementation of how the web development is being built, right? So, but if you specialize on designers only, web design, now only, believe me, you are later on you will be expecting some limitations, which you won't be happy, right? So that's why you now see some people who tend to be buying things like things. They have to buy themes and they will have to buy what plugins. But once you are a developer, you will be able to twist as how you want, right? So I think let me take a question for 5 minutes before we call it a day. And I hope you've all filled your attendance, right? As have they shared the attendance? Please, now if you ask questions, please kindly ask questions,
Not
please.
yet.
Wow. Let,
Attendance has not been shared yet.
let me see. They have, okay, these attendance, please. Kindly fill it. And also, please make sure that you are following the Capsid page, because please, and we are telling you there will be a lot of benefit for you guys later on. It is not just about learning. A lot of benefit, I'm telling you that most of you that you could even imagine that. Wow. So I told you the best way to leverage this now, this our 21st century, it's just be in a community. There are a lot of, see, just go and ask all these tech experts today. You just go and hear about their story. The first thing that you hear is they will always emphasize a lot on communities, right? So don't belittle what the community can offer, not only just by learning. There are a lot of benefits. Now just imagine now that we've trained you and we believe that you've mastered what that you've learned, and someone now came that he has two or more projects to do, and instead of us to look for someone out there, we just pick someone from you guys. Where you go and do this project, and it's yours. That's all. So that's all. So please don't belittle your community, and make sure that you always practice. Please, that's just the best. Tech is not just for you just to watch and just keep. Anything that you are learning, you make sure you put it into practice. So it is that practice that will actualize what you've learned, right? Please, any questions? Please ask question before we call it a day. And tomorrow we move down to software tomorrow. Ask question. Oh, please ask question. Ask question. No question. I will assume no question, right?
So far, I'm okay.
So fine, please, and hopefully very soon. We don't know for now, but hopefully we will hope, because we can see that this time is somehow becoming more. So that's what I told you since our initial day, that as as we move on, we will be seeing that the time is not that okay by us again, that we will need to put hard more time. Huh? So it's either, so after this our, please, this our coming this our monthly check-in that is scheduled to happen on Friday. Please, we urge all of you to be present. That's where you will know what we have for you, the plans we have for you, the benefit of you being in the community, and what are the things that you have to know about the community, and the advantages that you will see for you being among the community. Please invite others, and make sure that you also share the links for others to join. And this community is open to all, to all. See, in tech, there's something that I always tell my students. In tech, there's nothing like stinginess, or there's nothing like what they call, what's it, is it hypocrisy, like you hidden things that no, I don't want others to benefit, just only me. In tech, it's not like that. Oh, see, the the resulting the outcome that you will get in tech, it's more, it's beyond your capacity. You can't eat it alone. You can't eat it alone. It's just too wide. Eh? So please invite others, share to others, invite your families, friends, and don't belittle anyone, even small children. Yes, as far they are somehow like you see that they have the potentials. Please invite them. Oh. The community is open to all, irrespective of. And again, this is also what we also explain to you guys during our check this monthly check-in, that if they say technology, it's not mostly likely to be just only has to be like tech, all this what's the name, that you have to be tech related. No, you have a lot of things that you can do in tech that is not even totally that you must learn technical skills. So community, we need everyone. We need accounting, we need marketing, we need this, we need that, we need project manager, we need designers, we need, see, irrespective of anything that you can think of, tech community is community. We need everyone, not that only that it has to just be tech related stuff, right? So which I have also told you later on, that we introduce more courses later on as we proceed, but we have to first measure your capabilities now for now and see what we can do. Actually, the turnout is very, very low, and we are not happy with it. We have more than 150 participants, but up till date, we've not seen 20 in one session. We have not seen 20 participants present in one session, right? Even the videos that we share, the total views has not exceeded 20. It means that people are not watching. Yeah, and people are not even ready to learn, and this is always what happens. People tend to celebrate someone's success, but they don't want to be celebrated. Now these are the same kind of people that later on in the future say, wow, and this community that we started new, and now see that this is what people want. They want someone to do something first before they will now put in more effort. No one is there to sacrifice from beginning that let's do this together. So, and please, we don't want you guys to be like that. We want everyone to benefit right from start, not like after when something has started coming out. I say, how I wish I also. This is just too flexible. Just 2 days learning, and you have 5 days to practice. But it's just too okay for you guys to master anything that you want to master, right? So I think no question, and then we call it a day. So we meet tomorrow for our software development, which is Flutter, and we urge and we hope that we've all done the necessary things, and we don't want anyone to bring us back again, except you have some challenges or you have some things that you want to ask, right? Okay, Mr. Ahmed, just 1 minute question, please.
And please, when do we get the recording? Because my network kept on throwing me off.
Okay, I think I will try as much as possible. The problem is for my end, because the file used to like, I think I spent nothing less than 1 gig just uploading, right? So that's why the file is just too large, because I'm recording in 720 resolution, just for you to have good graphics. So it consumes a lot. So, but I will try as much as possible that before anything before 12 or before 11, it will be ready, right? So, thank you, and have a nice day, and see you tomorrow. And don't forget to keep on sharing, and don't forget to keep on practicing, and don't forget to keep on what, to be active. Always make the community to what, to be active. Ask questions, research. Don't feel shy. So thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.